Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Live Show, baby. It is Tuesday. One of my favorite days to trade. Market's kind of looking funky, right? It all depends on the actual chart, no matter what the day is. But let's put the lemon into the water like we do every single day, the ritual of rituals. I'm also, first, before I do that, I'm going to make myself a little bit of a honey sip. Making a honey sip, that doesn't make any sense. What am I saying? I'm taking a sip of honey. I guess you could say I was making a sip, whatever you want to say. I'm also adding a third thing to the repertoire, some black cumin seed. Just a little bit, just a pinch. Boom. I don't know, like 10 seeds, 12 seeds, something like that. And there you have it. That's what I do in the morning. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitty Bitcoin giving us some trouble today. Not looking amazing. So we got 46,570. I was in a long. I closed it. Didn't like how the long was feeling. Closed my short from last night and got stopped out of my first long. So that's kind of where we stand on the day. 46,570. We're starting back with the $5,000 account. I got it to $7,000 yesterday. I was super excited about that. Kind of nice. That's kind of the goal. Hit the goal. Move on. You know what I mean? And so we start back again fresh. It's kind of scary when you start fresh again, though. You're like, you don't want to go back below 5. And then, but that's, it's happened, and you see if we can fight through it. Right now, I'm still at even. And, I haven't taken a trade yet, but we'll see what happens. All right. Honey dipping, baby. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Take Tomcat, Ali, and Sheljit for the winners. I don't know what he's saying, but I think it's good for you. Lemon in the water. Who put the lemon in the water? Shout out to everybody here who put the lemon in the water this morning. Put a 1 in the comment section if you put the lemon in the water and you're getting yourself alkaline. You're decalcifying that pineal gland. You're getting yourself on another level. You're doing what you have to do to survive, baby. You're staying positive. They say the smell of lemons alone is a positive affirmation, or it makes you feel something. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel a certain way. So just smelling a lemon can put you in a good mood. I mean, it's such a beautiful thing. It's made by God. Look at it. What a blessing. I'm gonna have a little moment with this lemon right now. I just sorry. I just had a little moment with that lemon. Anyway, let's get back into the chart. Sorry about that. A little strange. I just kind of love lemons. You know what I mean? What can I say? I'm an oddball. Shout out to BENQI. Join the community today. It's the place to be. They got the most popular cryptocurrencies in the game, things that you can't get anywhere else, and things that everybody else has. BENQI really steps it up. The best user experience I've ever had when it comes to futures trading. 0.1 spot maker and taker fees, and if you hold the BENQI token, pay the lowest fees in the game of any exchange. So you gotta love it. Shout out to BENQI. God bless them and everybody else out there in the game that pushes crypto every single day. All right, let's take a look at BICO. BICO is on my radar. I don't like the 4-hour, but I do like the daily. And I do like the 22-hour. And I like this Fibonacci that I drew from this impulse down, which stopped us at the 0.618 golden pocket. Do we go lower? There's a chance. Do we hit the 200 SMA? You never know. If that happens, it would be probably a pretty good undervalued buy zone for BICO. Starting to trend as well, you know what I mean? And getting some buzz here for BICO. Just at 26 cents, it would rip all the way to 47. Got a little bit of a sell-off. You never know. For whatever reason, it is trending on token metrics. BICO, and I'm nice enough to just give you a splash real quick. Everyone else gets this whole list and more if you're in the trading group. You may want to know what tokens are hot and what people are looking at. And we have a whole list of coins that are likely going to move for the next few weeks. You might want to join the trading group to look at those and learn how to trade them the proper way. That list is nothing because it is, you could buy anything on that list and it may just be at a high. You might be buying the high point on a chart. You got to know how to read a chart and know the coin. It's a two-pronged system. And the third prong is just having another prong. You know what I mean? Because you have to have 3 prongs. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We love you. We appreciate you. Hope we can keep you laughing and entertained as we're going through the stream every single day. God bless you all for being here. Okay. Bang, ba-doom, bomb, ba-ding, dong, ding. Yes, I did it. What? I don't know what I just did, but I did it. Let's take a look here at the 4-hour time frame. And it's in a bullish hammer. You know what I mean? Look at that bullish hammer. It's Thor's hammer. It looks absolutely lovely. We got sold off, but we got punched back up. And now we're sitting in what's called a bullish hammer. That thing could fly to the upside if it closes like that. And we have this little bend here, which means the 4-hour may get pretty, may get crazy. You know, at the same time, we're away from the 21, but we did wick pretty close to it, which to me is almost like a high and hello. And I can almost let that pass as a touch, even though it's a little much. You know? It's interesting. I'll give you that. 8-hour time frame is spent, says we're going lower. You already have tweezer tops put in. Bearish City, right? The short at 47,179 is already in the money for Bitcoin, all right? 12-hour time frame also just crossed the dotted line, though, and I've seen huge moves and huge pumps come out of that. So it doesn't say it's horrible, and there's no real bearish div here. These both point up a little bit. Interessante. There's definitely bearish divergence here on the 22-hour time frame. But if this pushes up a little more, it could negate that because they're both being an uptrend too, and you still have momentum on the stochastics RSI, my favorite indicator. The daily just getting started, suggesting a bigger move is coming too as well. However, I don't like how these daily candles are going to close. If we get this tweezer top close, which is a tailing top, tweezer top, however you've been taught to call it, I call these tweezer tops, that's a bearish sign. Also, the daily away for the 21. When you get this far away for the 21, you come back. This far away from the 21, you come back. This far away from the 21, you come back. You are this far away from the 21. Every time in the daily's history, except for like right here, we could be right here where we just got crazy. So we could be in an expansive moment here. The stochastics RSI say there's more momentum to be had. Okay? So I'm open-minded to believe that anything is possible. Posible. Es posible. You know? And look, if you look at the daily, I mean, this is what we had, in my humble opinion, going down. This track puts me in a good mood every single time. Who's here in a good mood? Who feels like dancing on a Tuesday? Who's at their stand-up desk? Who's at their sit-down desk? Who's just going to get up right now and just, do a little 1-2? Their wife might be looking out them in the kitchen, might be laughing at you right now. You might be at work. Who's going to stand up at work right now and just start dancing with your headphones on? Your cubicle's in the middle of the whole thing. You don't even give it. You're just going to get up and just... Everyone's staring at you right now. You're just in the middle of the office. You're just like, I don't give a damn. I'm going to dance with the lifer. I'm going to do me. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to have so much bread in the next year. I'm going to walk out of this place and never have to come back here again. So what the heck do I care? You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We love you. We appreciate you. We want you to feel good. We want you to feel happy. We want you to feel like your life is an amazing place to be. It is inside of your life. How is it being you? Are you making sure it's a good time? Because you're in charge of being you, and you got to make sure it's a fun time every day you wake up. You got to explore yourself and feel good inside. Life is through you. Life is through you. God bless everybody. I took a trade on IDO based off of a cup and handle I learned here last night on the 15-minute. Thank you, IDO. I heard about that coin recently. I think I saw it on Twitter this morning too as well. We'll take a look at it. You got me wondering. That's a way to get me queried. Yeah, you got me like, Hey, Lifer, can you share your music playlist sometime? This is I Adore You by Hank Lotion. Hank Lotion, baby. All right? I Adore You by Hank Lotion. All right. Wow, thanks, man. Sam, shout out to everybody. Grandpa dancing. I don't know about that. You can keep that to yourself. We don't need that here. We already had that on the weekly live stream. It was, the weekly screen share, we had a bit of a, we had a Actually, no, it was a more of a, no. It was one of those moments, you know what I mean? It was definitely one of those moments. Shout out to gifting memberships. Shout out to Jamie Zeno. We love you. We appreciate you. Bless you for being here and jumping on in. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to everyone that makes this stream amazing. And God bless everybody out here. You know, my mom passed away on Thanksgiving, you know, and I don't mean to sit there and harp on it, but I miss her more than you would ever know, and she was awesome. So if you're missing somebody right now, put your ones up. Put a 1 up if you're missing somebody for that number 1. If you're missing 2 people, put a 2 up. I'm missing both my parents. You know what I mean? So if you're missing someone right now and you're feeling it, but you know you're going to push through, you're going to make these gains no matter what. You're going to make it happen no matter what. You're going to do what you have to do as the leader of the family, whether you're the man or the woman. You're the person in charge. You're going to make it happen. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for helping me push through every single day. And may God bless you all. Let's move forward. So Bitcoin, 46,788. Broke out beautifully. I have it in this flag, you know, this flag. This is what I got going on. 4-hour rising wedge. Retested the top of the wedge with that wick to the downside there. Bling. And got bought back up. Okay? A lot of buy pressure to the upside. So we've looked at everything, and, you know, the 1 hour looks aggressive. It's been pushing up aggressively now for like 4 or 5, 6 hours. Usually by then you've gotten a move. I did open up a long, then we went up, then we went down. I didn't like the way the 7-minute was looking. However, the 7-minute did come down. So I was in long here. We looked like we were going to break out a little bit. We got frisky. I sold at about break even, maybe a tiny, tiny win. Main was to just protect capital in case we, you know. This has some Bart Simpson vibes. We have a resistance here at about 47,167. If we can't get back above that level, expect more downside. You know, it kind of was M pattern-esque, and then, you know, it's almost shoulder, head, and right shoulder could drop. It's not amazing. Price action isn't amazing. 7-minute now is pointing to the upside, but we've gotten a lot of sideways action here. All right. This could be looked at, I'll be honest, as a bit of almost a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder that can break us to the upside. I've seen that play out many times. It wouldn't be the first time in my life that has played out like an inverted head and shoulder. Kind of makes me want to get in, but I would have got in when the stochastics are low, and we still didn't get much love from the move. You see what I mean? If you're a stochastics trader with me, or you've been trading with me for a long time, I'm all about how much action you get out of how much movement the Stokes give you, okay? And there's a ratio there, and I compare that ratio over time. And what I mean by that is, like, look, you're on the 5-minute. The Stokes were low here. They went from here to there, and you can say, well, you can put a line where they began. You could have put a line where they kind of peaked. And you can say that was a beautiful move on the 5-minute. You got a lot out of that low to that high on the stochastics RSI. But then you got this low to this high, and it was good. But it wasn't a move like that. And then you'll even have, you know, a low to a high where it's like, look, it's like that. This low to high was way better than almost all of them. Had a little dip in the middle. But, you know, overall low to the top high before you came down. I mean, huge move. And usually that, you know, so what I look for that. And so sometimes what you'll get is you'll get really high on the Stokes, but you won't have gotten that big of a move on the price action. And you'll see, well, you know, now anything can happen. I've seen huge moves come at the end. But in general, there's even a subtle, your mind will pick up these subtle nuances and these sensitive behaviors between price and oscillators. The more you put price up against an oscillator, the more you're going to learn over and over and over again. Shout out to Master Friend for the $6.99 Canadian. God bless you, and thank you for being here. And look, right he said, when I saw your name, it said train by day, and I thought about the train. Isn't that funny? Train by day, crypto lifer by night, all day. Shout out to Andrew Garcia. Volume made the difference. Is the 7 better than the 5? For me, it is. It may not be for you. Everyone else uses the 5. You know what I mean? So I sneak it on the 7. The 7 has just given me an opportunity that the 5 sometimes hasn't. I don't know why. And I stick to it. Some things I've tripped over, and I just keep doing them. You know what I mean? Shout out to Master Friend. Shout out to Jamie Zeno, GF Burke, and all the Blue Crew. and the Green Crew, everyone and everybody here. Shout out to Stas, Blessing Sam, and all my lifers. Shout out to Stas, always holding it down, always sending a super chat. And shout out to the fan funding here. Jamie Zeno, Stas, Master Friend, and Mac Tire. And all you beautiful people coming on in, you beautiful souls. Because I believe we all are vibrating beings inside of a skeletal form. And together, we are channeling through the universe at an amazing speed. So, through space and time. God bless everyone for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Amen. Giver's gain, baby. Have a blessed day, everybody. Shout out to Caesar Cordero. Shout out to Master Friend, the Coachy Coker, and everybody in the house. Gray Crew rocks. All right. So Bitcoin at 46,700. A bit sideways, if you ask me. Possible inverted head and shoulder here, but it's sloppy as all heck. 5 minute has now got to the top and not given us much. Battling the 200 SMA. I will say, as long as the 7 minute stays above the 200 SMA, we have a likelihood of a blast to the upside. So, that's kind of my initial idea with the long, was to snatch a long. Yesterday, I did the same exact thing, and we nailed it. I drew this, and we just, oh my God, it was just one of the greatest moves I ever called. Shout out to everyone in the trading group who's been making gains off the calls. I've been absolutely nailing it. The only call I missed was this short here, right? This short down. But I was asleep, and, by my strategy, the 15-minute did make an M pattern, and we lost the 200 SMA on the 1 hour, on the 15, right? Right there. And then, and I always talk about that, but we lost it on the 7 too. Actually, no, that was earlier today. Which one was the, this one. There's just a quick little short that I missed. Hey, I missed the short. It is what it is. I mean, no, yeah, it was this short. I believe it was this one on the 3rd. Yeah. That was it. Yeah. Anyway, it happens. You know what I mean? You can't. I plan on hitting every single move Bitcoin's ever made. And I really have. Like, I've hit this flag. I got that. I found the divergence, So, when I miss one, I'm like, oh, I missed that one right there. I should have had an actual entry and talked about it. But I did go to sleep. We were here with the wedge. The wedge did break to the upside. It would have been in the money. You know what I mean? I say third crash is ready for tomorrow. Thanks again to Glenn Baker for the free membership. Glenn Baker gifting memberships. And Mac Tire gifting memberships. Tori for the $2 super chat. Tori, we love you. Okay, Purple Crew, love you, Sammy. Thank you for all you do. I say third crash is ready for tomorrow. Alec, sometimes, Alec, the guy might just actually own some hex, and he may not know anything about anything you're saying, and he just wants to see the chart, man. Just be cool, man, please. I don't want to remove you, and I want you to be cool, and I think you're a good guy, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because I'm a loving man and I live in love. If you could do the same, then I think we can have a great day. All right. Lincoln said, folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. I agree. There's so much to be happy about and grateful for. Thank you, Sam. What's up, Sam? Please take a look at the Stronghold, SHX. Shout out to Rave Song Records with the right state of mind. You live in the state of mind in which you create. You have to make a conscious effort to be where you want to be in your brain. Feeling good is something that you do. You put effort in it. My mother taught me this. My mother taught me this without me realizing it. She never sat me down and said this to me. She woke up and she was awesome. And by being awesome, she made me feel good every single day. And by making me feel good every day, she was, that was her thing. And I realized that she might have woken up not feeling that good, but I never knew. She never let me know that. If she had a bad day, I would have never known. You see what I'm saying? It was unknown to me whether any of those things were happening to her because she made a conscious effort to be in a good mood around me all the time because she felt I deserved that pleasure because she wanted her kids to live a great life. I do the same with my kids. When I wake them up in the morning, it's how you doing, Even if I wake up in the market slumps or say I lost $1,000 in the middle of the night or more, who knows what happened to me? I wake up and I say, hi, babe, what's up, kids? You know what I mean? I'm going to open up a long here as I run my move on the 1 hour. I just like this 1 hour. It looks so bullish. You know what I mean? Smaller time frames don't look amazing, though, and don't do what I do. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. And it's a very small trade, $197. If it goes well, I make $500. If it doesn't, I lose $160 or something. Okay? Likely to get stopped out. Very high risk. Don't do what I do. The idea for me, though, is to constantly be in the act of trading. You know what I mean? It's like fishing. If I'm always fishing, I'm going to win. And I'm not telling you to overtrade, but you know what I mean? And look, that's the fastest $10 I ever made. Look how fast the market just flipped on us. Literally, like I bought it, and then it was almost like they were like, Sammy bought it in. Time to rip it. You know what I mean? That's the fastest I've ever seen 5% in my whole. And to make $9 off 197, a lot of people can't do that like in the big market with a lot of big money. I should up the ante and just get out right there, call it a day. I'm the king of 3%. I tell people that all the time. Hey, I've been trading for over a year. Try the 99 for a month. If you don't make your money back, you may want to get out of trading. I've been trading for over 1 year. This guy said, try the 99 for a month. If you don't make your money back, you may want to get out of trading. Caspa and Solana. Shout out to Skip Factor with the 777s. And I don't want to, someone could take what I said. I'm not saying that. He's saying that. You know what I mean? But that's what someone in the group said. And he's sending a super chat of 777s to get it be known. So he wants the world to know how he feels about the trading group. Shout out to the 1,188 people here on the live, 356 likes, $34 in chat revenue. Thank you so much for jumping on in. And now we're up $11. Look, I can buy almost a pack of blueberries at the store now. Can you believe the price of blueberries? $10 for a pack of blueberries. I buy at least 3 every time. So I buy $100 worth of blueberries a week. I'd say I spend about $400 to $500 on blueberries a month. I know you guys think I'm insane. I'm not lying. Blueberries are everyone in I like the blueberries. My daughters like the blueberries. My wife, we go through bowls of blueberries. And bananas. I can't believe how many bananas we eat in my house. It's bananas and blueberries at a mass rate. It's insane. Anyway. So I'm long on Bitcoin because I like this flag on the 1 hour time frame. All right. And I like this inverted head and shoulder on the 5. We're a little high in the stochastics, but look at that bullish div on my indicator too, which is interesting. Catching some bullish div I've never seen, and catching one there too, which is interesting. I don't see it. You know what I mean? But there's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. So I'm interested in this inverted head and shoulder. We get above this point of control, we can get to the high volume node. Okay? And you just never know. Now, we are resistance. If we can't get above the POC here, see this red line, 46,926 is the line in the sand. We must break back above that to remain bullish. As long as we stay above the 200 SMA on the 7-minute time frame, I remain bullish. Also, see how tight we just got here? That tells me we're about to get a big push to the upside. Look at this giant W as well here for Bitcoin. Even though we did come back, we went down and came back, but, we respected the trend at one point. Tells me we could get a move at least to 47,423. We could go from there. So let's see, Bitcoin getting the bit of a move. Do we get the short squeeze that we're looking for here? And we got a big red bar here. That's the closest liquidity at 47.5, and then even to 48 into 49,000. We didn't have 40, in 50K. So the most biggest, reddest, scariest, area is above us here. And the closest liquidity is at 48,000. Every time I've seen a red bar that close, 90% of the time we've short squeezed into 48K. I wouldn't be surprised if we short squeeze into 48,000. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, and we could dump right now in my face, and I could be 100% wrong. And don't worry, I may be wrong. It happens all the time. All right? You could buy a blueberry bush and plant it in the yard. I did that. It didn't go too well. Yeah, all the animals ate every single blueberry. Yeah. I think we got like a couple. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't work out too well. And then the last year, it didn't bloom as well as it did before the other year. You know what I mean? I would have to cover it. And where it is, I would have to put it over, you know what I mean? And keep the animals away and then I could do something like that. But, so. And there you go. Like another profitable trade, up 10%, $20. I mean, I don't got to say a word. I just keep showing up and doing what I do, and people seem to like it. Shout out to the 1,278 people. We continue to grow. God bless this channel. God bless the algorithm of YouTube. Thank you for the recommendations. Thank you for coming on in. And thank you for being here with the Crypto Lifer. My name is Samuel James Price. And I don't like the 7-minute. It's turning on the stochastics. We're going to need these stokes to kind of do a little dance here. And the 7's going to have to shoot. Otherwise, this is going to turn down. Rejection. And you can see there's a local resistance right here. Local top. Resistance. We must flip this area to remain bullish. Bullish. Otherwise, we're just coming right back down to the bottom of the pattern. And when I'm telling you, if we lose the 200 SMA, then I'm out. You know what I mean? And I don't even need to really get stopped out. And I'll just get out again and wait. And then if price gets back above and starts to go sideways or gets above here and retest, then I'll re-enter the trade yet again. I'll just keep babying the entry back and forth till it feels right for me. That's the beauty of sitting at your computer all day long at your stand-up desk and knowing how much I'm going to dedicate a good amount of time to sitting at my desk today trading. And I do that a lot. And that's why I have a stand-up desk. You can't sit at your desk. The amount of time I spend, and I got to get blue lights and blue light blocking inside of these glasses, which I paid like an extra. These glasses were like $1,000 because I had to get like blue light blocking, far sight, near sight. Like they're able to give you 2 visions at the same time now, I guess. Somehow, but I don't know how. Anyway, you guys don't care about my glasses. And also, get yourself a mouse like this that keeps your hand straight lateral, okay? Because when your hand is like this all day long, it really can hurt, all right? Yeah, Astro's going to hit the target that we laid out for it. It's very likely, okay? And 10% on the trade, up $21 off of $197. I mean, I could close that, and I'd call that an accomplishment right now. Everyone wants to be a big shot. You know what I mean? I just want to be consistent. That's all. That's all I want. That's all I desire. Who cares what I want? Actually, want is the worst. I desire to be consistent. That's it. If every night I can get a good night to sleep and I can wake up in the morning, I can get to the stream, then we can have a good day, right? 8, a multi-asset ledger. Imagine sending 18-wheeler full of lumber to the job site. Sending all assets in one transaction. Blue light blocker makes such a difference. I'm at my screen for 12 hours a day. Headaches and dry eye. Sam, I told my dad to get off these mouses because he works on the computer all day. He said it fixed his wrists. Sam, I told my dad to get one of these mouses. He said it fixed his wrist. See, there you go, man. I helped your dad out. It helped me out, man. I spread whatever I know to the world, man, because I know if I know something that can help me, it can help you. Like I knew this trade could possibly make me some money, so I told you about it. And, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it goes the wrong way. We don't know, but so far, so good. The 1 hour is looking pretty nice. We're up 12%, $25. This is how these trades begin. Okay, and then they eventually kind of, and this could be a quick shot all the way to 50,000. Next thing you know, you'll be at 50K and everyone will be looking around like, you know what I mean? Can I find the SMA indicator on MEXC? It's simple right here, FX. Type in MA, moving average. And click on it. It's not SMA, it's a moving average. It won't come on as SMA. But also, like when I'm doing that, just to be cautious, BTC, USDT.P. All right, that's the perpetual futures on MEXC. This is the same chart. And you just want to be paying attention to this like this, you know what I mean? Funny, I gave this trade, never got stopped out, in the money. See that? That trade is in the money. Never got stopped out. Still there. From whenever I put this out. You see? May have gotten a little low, got close, but never lost the 200 SMA, never hit the stop. And then that, not every trade is perfect. And there's 47,000, everybody, for the win right now. If you were riskier than me, more leverage, put more money in, you should be, I usually put in $600-700. I'd be up $100 already on this trade. I just went Sally go Nally on my first, it was my first trade with the new 5,000. So I didn't want to just, it's like a brand new car. I didn't want to bump it on the curb. I didn't want to scratch my rims. I wanted to keep it clean. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it, baby. Sammy Cup and Hattie to the upside. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. And, you know, the 7 minutes a little high for me. Looks like we may be able to take some profits and get back in yet again at another price point. We don't want to see this lose the 200. The 200. We don't want to lose the 200. Yeah, look at that one. That 1 minute's about to dump on you. It doesn't look amazing. It really doesn't. I'll take my 22. Can I get my 22? All right. The 1 hour looks absolutely awesome. The smaller time frames look like I may be able to re-enter at a better price action. I don't like the 1 minute right now. We'll see though. Wow, it nailed 46.68 and came right back up in a minute. Look at that. Look at that. That's insanity. TIA price, I'm going to be patient and wait for better price. There's no better price. I'm Sam Price. There's no better price but me, Sam Price. No, I'm just saying. Hey. Hey, guy walks into a bar. Horse walks into a bar. Guy says, why the long face? Hey. I mean, the 1 hour looks beautiful right now, but the smaller time frames aren't giving us the love that we want. 15 minutes cooked, right? But anything can happen at any time. I'm getting that FOMO. When I get FOMO, it's time to chill. So let's let this 7 minute cool off. But you can see my stance, you know. The 4 hour doesn't look good. And I've told you my bearish ideas here. You know what I mean? The daily, if the daily closes the way it is, and the bigger time frames, we got tweezer tops and it doesn't look great. So we want to see how the daily candle closes. If this candle closes green and we beat through this wick, I mean, you know what I mean? Which it may, I mean, look at it. It looks pretty bullish right now. There's a lot of momentum to the upside here. And there's a lot of fear. I may just re-enter again, stop loss below the thing, and just go for it. And just let it go. You know? 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Same idea right here, and just let it rip. Small time frames. Yeah, 7 minute. I'll wait out the 7. But it could even do one of these little. But I'll wait out the 7 minute. Looks like I'm going to get my prices down at the bottom. See how I knew the price was going to start coming down? Based on the stochastics RSI. So I bailed on the trade. Anyway. The next time I go in, I'm going in bigger than I went in last time. All right? If I feel the need. So you can see kind of where I stand for Bitcoin. We're watching the 7 minute flag. If the 7 minute loses the 200 SMA, we're likely going to drop down here, right? We're going to test 46.3. If we lose 46.3, we're testing 45.8, 45.9. And then we have a gap of the VRVP. Look for us to gap down all the way to the next high volume node, which is CHOP at 44,979. All right. Just close for 14% profit, and we'll try this all day long. Exactly. Jumping in with you, Sam. Took my money and I'm out. Was 20x, so I'm happy. God bless you. Who made a little bit of gains right now, or at least just learned something about using proper risk management and had a good time trading with me. So tomorrow, SmackDown Day or Pocket Rocket, SEC playing games. They think they will wish to let go of the portion of the money printer. Vroom, vroom. So here's the deal. Let's ask the people what the people think. All right. And, you know, will the ETF get approved, right? I'll tell you what I think when we get to the end of this poll. Will the ETF get approved tomorrow? Yes or no? Simple. Will the ETF get approved yes or tomorrow? No, rug pull. No, SEC rug pull. Yes, blast off. Yes, Fink blast off. All right, like Larry Fink, you know. So yes, Fink blast off, or no, SEC rug pull. Will the ETF get approved tomorrow? Let me know here inside of this amazing poll that comes up for you. Jump on in, hit the poll. We got almost like 1,000 votes last time. I really appreciate your interaction. It makes the algorithm go wild. It's awesome. It's fun. Shout out to the chat rate. I love y'all. What did you guys eat last night? I had Thai food for takeout. What did you guys eat last night? I just like to find out what people ate last night. I know it's off topic, but it's something that it just gives me, homemade chicken parm, and I want to see how healthy you all are. I want to see how healthy the lifers are in general. He had chili, and I'll come back to it in a second. So this is what I see for Bitcoin, right? Polish cabbage and noodles. Wow. You're super wow, a hot dog. Wow. Chicken Alfredo. Didn't you say that last time? Chicken and rice. I eat pasta cream sauce with chicken and broccoli. Wow. Taco bake. A bowl of cereal. Homemade chili. Another chili. A Nigerian stew. Chicken General Tso's. Oh, yeah. Spaghetti and meatball salad. Lamb stew. Chicken and waffles. Spinach with cheese. Chicken pot pie. Gaines. That sounds great. You're making me hungry. Jamaican jerk. Pasta ragu. Chicken masala. Noodles. Veggie burger. There's only so many things to eat, right? Toast with scrambled eggs. I can't believe James Barry said that. Yo, my man. Yo, you're lucky I didn't, I shouldn't even laugh, but I've always been a class clown. That's ridiculous, bro. Yo, you... What? What? No. I thought you said something, babe. All right, I got it. If anyone else caught it, I don't know about y'all, but strip steak, beans on toast, homemade chicken. I just. Yo, you got me bugging out, man. Why'd you got to do that? Frog legs. Wow, that's crazy. The only time I had frog legs was in Vegas. That you can get frog legs that, All right. 46,800 Bitcoin hanging out at the $800 level. 7 minute coming back down on those stochastics. Not looking amazing. 1 minute in a bit of a little flag, though. But still pointing further down. Just watching chop, but I like the 1 hour. So I'm looking for the small. If you're just coming into the channel, like you're watching the fourth quarter, right? We're watching Bitcoin chop on the 1 hour time frame. It looks good to me. The stochastics, 1 hour actually looks very bullish. If you just looked at the 1 hour, you got yourself a bull flag. You're consolidating sideways. You're near the 21, and the stochastics are pointing to the upside. MACD wants to turn, and the RSI has no bearish div. I mean, it looks healthy. It's not the worst thing in the world. I opened up a long, but then this, the 7 minute was also a little high when I opened up the long, seeing if we could get the push. We couldn't. The 7 minute turned on me. However, I am bullish as long as the 7 stays above the 200 SMA. See this 200 SMA? I trade the 200 SMA. It's like a huge part of my trading plan. All right? Like, I basically, my trading portfolio lives and dies by it. I don't live and die by it, but my trading portfolio does. And so as long as we stay above this yellow line, we're bullish. We're bullish. And we're going to likely actually continue to the upside. Okay. Which is kind of crazy. I know it's insane. It's insane. But that's kind of, but once we break a candle below it and we start hanging out, it gets sketchy. And then if we lose this trend line, we're dropping further to the downside. So I've gone over the bearish scenario, and the bearish scenarios will lose this 200 SMA. So forget the ETF, forget the news. Once that 7 minute loses the 200, we're likely to come to the 15 minute 200, and we have a gap here in the VRVP. And those are the two time frames that are really going to show us what's likely going to happen in the next 2 to 3 hours. And then that will spill over into whatever time frame is more bullish or bearish. We're looking for the 1 hour. At the same time, this 1 hour could turn right now and we could continue to dump. And the 4 hour, is still, the verdict's still out on the 4 hour time frame. All right? The verdict's still out on it. That's a bullish hammer, right? It's a bullish hammer. Beautiful hammer. Thor's hammer. Looks great. Beautiful push to the upside. We're technically in a flag. Could we turn up? There's a chance, but there's also some kind of bearish div here. That's definitely a downtrend, and that's an uptrend, and that's bearish divergence. And then we're watching how the daily candle closes today, and if it closes like this, that's a bearish sign. If we have tweezer tops. So this 15-minute and the 7 are really going to show us what price action, how price action is going to form today. If we're going to come down to this 200 and the 15 minutes going to collapse this price, we're going to get a bit of a Bart Simpson here. A Bart Simpson pattern in price action is like a spiky head with two sideways, flat sides that kind of go up and down pretty fast. This gap in the VRVP tells me a story, and resistance, 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 resistance. If you can't get above resistance, expect more downside. We're going to have to flip these key areas in the next 2 to 3 hours, in my humble opinion, to get some momentum. Otherwise, the bears kind of take over a little bit. So that's what I'm watching. And so that's kind of how I can figure out where price action is likely going to go, by watching the 7-minute time frame and making sure we do not lose the 200 SMA. Stochastics here are high, but could we kind of wiggle around and still find our way? So that's what's pushing me to long. That's what's pushing me into a long. Like, I don't get into longs on emotion. I get into a longs based on the chart. If the chart shows me symbols that I've looked for over and over again in my life, then I take them. I don't like where the stochastics are. If the stochastics were low right now and I was seeing this, I got in. That's why I got in earlier, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing here, and that's what's making me a little cautious about the trade at the moment. And so I'm getting mixed signals for Bitcoin for sure, and anything could happen today. 1 hour looks really good for a move to the upside. Only time will tell. We have to break above key resistance on the 1 hour at 47,200 to remain bullish. That's a, you gotta break back above that area, 47.2. And I always say this out loud. We have people that are blind on the channel that have reached out to me and said, "Can you please repeat the lines you're saying?" I am blind and I trade. I guess there's blind traders out there, because this person emailed me and said, "Can you specifically say the levels out loud? I love your channel, but I want to follow along." That blew my mind. You know what I mean? No, I do not eat pork. I do not eat pork, no. So 1 hour candle looking pretty strong right here. And then what I also do is I always like to go to and see that 1 minute looking like it's in a flag. Little 1 minute scalp here could get this party started on them inside of something, right? On perpetual. I'm just going to delete all my old work. Whatever I was in some type of, I was in a long tool, probably on the 4 hour, right? I could take the conservative. $47,199 for Bitcoin. Even on the 1 minute time frame, looks like we're about to get a bit of a pump here. I think I may have to just re-enter my long and suck it up and go for it. Connect 4. You know what I mean? I had better odds the last time. My thing is a little lower leverage, a little more movement. Nah, I liked where I was at there. Risk 1,000 for 28. Risk 700 for 2,000. Risk 45 for 1,200. Risk 350 for 880. Risk, I'm going through it. Risk 200 for 500. It's kind of, that 1 hour looks like it's going to pump. And the smaller time frames seem to be holding off on the 200 SMA, which is giving me confidence that the trade may play out. Oh, I was at 312. Now I could go to 768. Yeah, that's a better... I like the more leverage. 28. Risk 300 for 1,000. See, I don't like... Yeah, there you go. 200 for 7. I'll take that trade. All right. My liquidation on the 300 is 45,396. All right. Could happen, right? So, but I have a stop that's above my liquidation, so I can't get liquidated. All right. So I'm back in the trade. Let's move on from Bitcoin, because I could sit here all day playing this game. But you guys kind of see what I'm looking at on the 1 hour, and I'm not going to look at the other time frames for now. I'm just going to let it chill, and we'll get back to it and see if it dumps or pumps. All right. BIConomy is something on the radar. I don't own any. I don't know the people. It's just something that came across my radar today. I'm a nice guy, and who knows? Maybe it goes to the tubes. I don't know. I just go over things that I see. All right. That's all. That is all. High Bird's getting some move on KuCoin. And that thing was in the dumps, though, for a long time. Anyway. I want to take a look at the DYX, the US dollar currency here, and see what's happening. All right. So it was looking gravy. Like it was all in our favor. We were going to get a move to the upside, right? But we didn't get it for whatever reason. The head and shoulder pattern did not dump on us. Look at that. It's a beautiful head and shoulder. There's always a percentage. There's a 32% chance that does not play out. However, it didn't get like amazingly high or rip above a key area, right? It's not like, oh my gosh. Let's take a look at what's happening on the DXY on the bigger time frame. So when I look at this on the daily and I zoom in on the daily time frame, shout out to the 1,000, dang near 500 people on the live. Unbelievable. And take a big sip of that lemon water. I drink lemon water every day to stay hydrated. That's the thing. You do whatever makes you happy, but I really believe drinking water helps my trading. I try to drink water every single day here, and we drink water every day on the channel. So the DXY inside of this falling wedge, you can see it clearly, right? And it's been channeling to the downside for a long time. Ever since it broke down on basically Halloween. Crazy, right? The Halloween effect too, which is interesting. They say that. And I got to be honest, I mean, I guess I could make it a broadening falling wedge, right? And it just keeps kind of hitting this resistance area. It's trying to poke out right now, but the daily is overbought. You would look for this to kind of collapse further to the downside. This would help the cause for BTC, and it's kind of got an M pattern vibe in a way, right? So now you break above this, likely you pump up a little bit, and then maybe Bitcoin goes sideways or drops. They could pump together. They've pumped together. I'm not saying it's 100% correlation, but about 90% of the time, you know what I mean? 90% of the time, you see something happening there, right? Shout out to the 1,700 people on the live, out of control. Hope everything's going well. Cashed out 30% gain on BONK tip based on the 4 hour you mentioned the other day. Thank you, Sam. God bless you, man. God bless you. That's very nice of you. Shout out to the 1,599 people on the live. Thank you for being here. Influx. Unbelievable. So we're looking for a move further to the downside here for BTC on the DXY on the daily time frame. All right, we'll be watching this closely, how this daily candle closes. We do not want to see a daily candle close above 102.67. All right. BD having a hard time getting above the daily open. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it alone for now. We'll get back to Bitcoin. We spent a good hour on Bitcoin from about 10:10 to 11 like I usually do. And so it was amazing, right? Flat going to go bye-bye. Gold standard coming back with certificates that are tracked. No more CB control. Everything will be okay. Have faith. Can you please do a chart on Chainlink? Cashed out. If you want me to do a chart, please send in a super chat, TA, or deep dive. And shout out to the fan funding, $34. Tori, Rave Song Records, Yehuda L. What up, Sam? Please look at Stronghold, SHX, God is Love, Book of the Week, Human Heart, Cosmic Heart, by Dr. Tom Cowan. All things are possible with the Lord. One love and much love. Thank you, Sam and the Wifer. And Skip Factor, he's been trading for 1 year. Try the 99 for a month. If you don't make your money back, you may want to get out of trading. Caspa and Solana. He's inferring that he learned so much and there's so much opportunity in there that it's very likely he believes, and I'm not saying this is not my belief, this is what he believes, that if you do join the group, it's a very likelihood that you will get your money back. But again, that's what he said. He said if you don't, you might want to give up trading completely. That's, again, and he asked for Caspa and Solana. So we got to look at Caspa, Solana, Hex, and these are super chats people are sending in. Between about 11:30 and 12, we usually go through all super chats. Between about 11:10 and between 10 and 11, I do Bitcoin, usually my own Bitcoin live trade. And then we go from there. Wow, that was crazy. It was almost like we got, I don't know, that was insane, an influx of people on the stream. Anyway, if you want to join my trading group, if you like what you're seeing here, you know what I mean, and you get excited for gains, and you saw us make gains earlier today, yesterday, the day before, and you're curious and you don't want to wait any longer, hit the link right here in the pinned comment section. It takes you right to cryptolifer.com. It's at a beautiful website. Join today, join today, join today. We make it super easy. Also, once you're there, this is going to come on in. Opt into my weekly newsletter. Hit I consent and receive the newsletters. I'm telling you right now, me and my team I only hire the best, and I work super hard every day. So people that don't work with me are people that are really serious. Like, people that are afraid of hard work, they don't want to work with me. People that aren't perfectionists, that aren't detailed, they don't want to work with me because they see me every single day, right? They'd be like, damn, I can't work for that guy. So the only people that step up and work for me are really like some of the greatest people on earth. I'm being honest. I truly believe that. And I truly believe God helps me and sends amazing people my way. And they work on these newsletters and really put a lot of time and effort. Me and my team put so much work. And so I'm telling you right now, if you put your email address in here, you're going to get so much value. It's a no-brainer. It's common sense. I broke it down. I show up every single day. I don't take a day off. My team works super hard. Everything we give you is going to have a lot of detail and a lot of value. You put your email address in here, we will give you so much value. I'm telling you right now. Jump on in to the newsletter. It'll blow your mind. So go to cryptolifer.com today. Opt into the newsletter. Read about it. Learn about us. Today, make the day that you get the education you deserve. Stop playing games. All right? Stop playing games. Also, we trade on MEXC. That's where I was trading right there. You can move your stop loss easily. It's an award-winning user interface. MEXC.com is the place to be. If you hold the MEXC token, it is the least amount of fees of any single exchange in the game. So unless you want them to just kind of completely take everything you got, because fees are actually expensive and take a lot. They also have access to some of the smallest coins nobody else has. You can't beat them. MEXC. All right. Also, shout out to the channel sponsors, iTrust Capital and BingX. iTrust Capital, one thing about iTrust Capital is everyone runs into this ETF. When you buy iTrust Capital, when you go into iTrust Capital and you buy Bitcoin there, you actually can get the Bitcoin in kind back. So when you end and you say, I'm done, I want my Bitcoin, they send you the Bitcoin, okay? It's not like you have to sell out of USD and then get the USD. You can actually hit the send button and they will send, you can opt out in Bitcoin when you're done. You can't really do that with the ETFs. You know, it's in kind with money. That makes the iTrust Capital ETF, iTrust Capital kind of different than the ETF, all right? Just saying, it makes, and they also have awesome custody. Awesome custody. All right. ETF showing warnings of delay. Bloomberg announcement. The Lifer is a true trading community with wizards, helpful legends, and just normal people. We all have to learn, and that's what the group is for. Their learnings are unseen in the trading space. It's true. You can't really see it till you do it, and you're in it. And people kind of lend you that idea. You see the gains on the live. You have the proof of the value in front of you. If he gives you this for free, imagine what you get if you pay for the group. Join the 99 today. Miguel Paz, God bless you. Thank you for saying that. Anyway, let's go back into the total market cap and all of cryptocurrency. All right. And I'm going to start all fresh again. But right now, remember, we were at this rising wedge and we had the descending triangle, but we ripped back up. We didn't get the dip, right? Things changed. We're going to kind of rework this whole idea and see where we're at right now. We're going to get rid of the moving averages. This is the total market cap of all of cryptocurrency. All right. This is for all the beans. There's a few things that are different than the total market cap than Bitcoin. And we want to address them and show you how interesting they are. And pay attention right now because I'm about to blow your mind. Remember, when Bitcoin had its huge rip to the upside and things got awesome, Bitcoin got above the 5-day 200 SMA and just got really frisky right here. And things got all out of control. All right, just want to make that clear. When we go to the 5-day now on the total market cap, you can see we have just gotten above the 5-day 200 SMA. The same place Bitcoin was at right here before we had a massive bigger pump to the upside. I'm not guaranteeing we have a pump, but I'm just saying this is something to think about, something to pay attention to, all right? Getting above key moving averages, and remember the 21 coming for the 200 SMA, that was a key sign there was going to be a pretty big move for Bitcoin. So show me the charts and I'll show you the news. Someone just said Twitter, influencers saying there's a delay. Who cares what influencers are saying? Who cares what I'm saying? Let's look at the charts. The charts, men lie, women lie. The charts don't lie. I keep ushering, I do this, and again, the people around me eventually figure it out. But stay, you should stay on the charts. If the charts show bearishness, okay, then there's likelihood something that may not happen. If the charts show bullishness, there's a likelihood we get a move. All right. So this shows somewhat of a pullback on the 5-day. You're away from the 21. Okay. It says that there could be a pullback in this flag. There's a chance. I'm just saying there's a guarantee here. You're getting overbought. The 3-day chart, though, says, hey, no. We're actually about to get litty out of a rising wedge here. And this is why I like to come back and recreate what I did before, because you'll get stuck in your old TA. And you want to be like Bruce Lee. And we were talking about this yesterday on entrepreneurship, of how a true entrepreneur is someone that is recreating themselves every single day. Every day we create a show here. We never know exactly how the show's going to go. We don't know how many people are going to be here. We started with 3 people to 10 people to 20. Now we got 1,413 beautiful souls on the live, 564 likes, 800 people still want to, if you hit that like button, it's going to feel amazing. I'm telling you right now, it's good karma. So a little bit of bearish div. This swings up while this swings down on the RSI. Lack of bearish momentum in the MACD, though. And if we get the ETF approval, this is going to shoot up, right? Because there's going to be an influx of money into Bitcoin. Some people are going to take profits that are up in Bitcoin, and they're going to get into what? Other altcoins. It's just that's what's going to happen. All right? Total. The charts show what people are doing, not what they are saying. Amen. If influencers had knowledge, they would be called educators. They're called influencers for a reason. Influencers need views to make money. No way. Shocked. I'm recreating myself at 71. Grandpa, I love it. I'll be doing the same when I'm your age every single day of my life. Please look at Nexuser. About to pump. Maybe it will. Sailor looking good. Yeah, I like Sailor. I'm up a pretty good amount on Sailor from yesterday. We'll talk about it and break it down. So the total market cap. Look. Support too. This is a green zone. I make green zones at areas that are key. And you can see we have support. Some people told me this was yellow. I'm colorblind. Maybe it is. I thought this was green. Can someone square me away right now? Yellow or green? Square me away right away. And I'll never say it wrong again. I see the outline of it is yellow, but I thought the inside is green. Please look at Nexa, kind sir. We will. Shout out to One Punch Uchiha. Wow, he will lay you out in one punch. Don't mess around. All right. Yellow. Okay. Sam, great to be back. Been lurking in the background, watching. Love the way you live the live by putting your money where your mouth is, baby. Shout out to Crypto Stack in the house. God bless you, man. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I bought a lot of Gala. I got 500,000 Gala now. Not Gala. Oh my God, Caspa. 500,000 Caspa. I am loaded up. My wife might not be too happy on how much Caspa I have. 35%, 2.27 is the target. $2.27 trillion. But we must, if we don't, we're making a falling wedge, and we may have to pull back. But right now, the 3-day does look bullish. It is what it is. We're close to the 21. And the daily looks like it's going to rip to the upside too as well. And, I don't see any, it doesn't look, the 4-hour doesn't look amazing. All right. There's no bearish div though or anything crazy, but the 4-hour just looks like it's kind of slumping around. Like we broke out, came back inside. So the 4-hour would have to get flipped by some smaller time frame like this. So honestly, it's interesting. If this 1-hour time frame doesn't play out, we're going to come to the bottom of the channel, play some games, and maybe have some more sideways action, and then there's a chance we go down. So it'd be awesome to see in the next 5 hours this 1-hour flag play out. It would kind of negate a lot of bearishness. So what I love about this 1-hour flag is it will take 5 to 8 hours at the most, hopefully, to tell us what's going to happen. And then from there, we can kind of figure out what's happening. All right. Nexa is pumping. Thank you. Amen. GF Burke. Nah, buy more. Shout out to GF Burke. We love you, man. I want 1 million Caspa. Will I finally become a whale? How much Caspa do I need to become a whale? I only have 500,000. Is it enough? My whole idea is this. Casper goes to $2. I'm a millionaire on Casper. I mean, you know, I'm a Casper way. I've already done it, but, you know, it makes me more millions. More millions. Yes. You know, but, you know, I'm looking to make a mill on a coin, man. You know what I mean? 1 million Casper, and you're still just a shark. Wow. These whales are real whales, man. 400 a week in blueberries. It's like $20,000 a year. Yeah. We probably spend like 10 grand a year. Right, babe? You think we spend 10 grand to 15 grand a year on blueberries? Yeah. Dude, there's $6-7. I buy 3 packs. $21. 2 days later, you buy 3 packs. $21. A week's like $60 to $100 sometimes. I'd say the most we spend is $400 a month. In a year, it's like, oh yeah, it's like 6 grand. Yeah, this guy's math was off. But still, 6 grand on blueberries. We should have our own little farm. We could build a blueberry thing and grow them indoors probably for 6 grand and have endless blueberries. Are you still interested in XNA? I still own XNA. Organic frozen blueberries. Oh, a month. I did a week. You're funny. 400 a week. Food is expensive in America. Do you believe Casper will go to $2? I think there's a high likelihood it can. Yeah, I do. That's my aim for it. Then I'd make, if it hit $2, if it hits $1, I make 500 grand, right? If it hits $2, I make a mill. Unless I get the mill first. But it depends on how much I get the mill at, you know. Much cheaper to grow your own, easy to grow. I know, right? So, total market cap stays above the 200 SMA. And again, we're back to the 7. And that's why the 7, you know, look at the 7 on the total is below the 200, but it's in an inverted head and shoulder. So right now, the total market cap must break above this 7-minute 200 SMA. You see that? We get that movement. So the smaller time frame, like we get that, we break on out, a lot of things change. And look, we must be up in our trade now. Yeah, back up 3% again. And like, go big or go home, right? It's like, I don't like risking too much. But I'm going to add a little more onto this. It's now a $483 trade at 28x leverage, 28x leverage, 13,361. And I wouldn't call this a pump. It seems to be moving all right. Let's not look at it anymore. My trades go well when I don't look at them. Let's leave them alone. Let's let them cook. You know what I mean? Let's not, like, don't stare at the popcorn while it's on the stove. You know, you ever do that? It never pops. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Samo is pumping. I like that coin because it's got my name on it and people call me Samo growing up. Yo, Samo. So the total market cap has to get above this yellow line on the 7-minute to remain bullish. Casper actually had a nice pump today, up 11%. Doing pretty good. So we kind of got the total market cap figured out. Signali was trending. You know, token metrics, you know, a lot of times they'll put a coin that's trending after it's already been pumping. Like, you know, like tell me about it when it was at 003. It dang near lost to 0 since, you know, August 28th. The thing is done at 10x. You know, don't look at my cornbread, dog, right? Take a shot at every time Sam says, you know what I mean, in a stream. You're funny. And yes, guys. And yes, guys. And yes. What's happening with LTC? I don't really care. You know what I mean? See, I did it again. Litecoin. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Now I have to stop myself from doing it. I would have done it right there. It's a space filler when you're talking a lot. DXY attempting to roll over. That's a decent fat fish. Shout out to GF Burke. And yes, guys. And yes. Send in the super chats for TA on specific coins and deep dives. Crypto Bear Baker breaking it down. BSV going okay. Y'all heard about Craig Wright. Oh, no. What? What is it now? And honestly, I want to take a look at ES1, the S&P futures, for everyone that's trading traditional markets. As I've been talking about a flag to the downside here for the 4-hour time frame. And so far, exactly what I said has been occurring. And you're overbought on the 4-hour. Look for this to kind of just cruise on down a little bit, come to the 200. You don't want to lose the 200. You can come to it. You can wick a little bit below it, and we can test the 46.72 area. And then once that flag plays out, it's likely we pump further to the upside. We broke out of the bigger flag that I gave this trade a long time ago. And I kept it because I know no one would believe me. But this has been here since I drew it. And you can go back in time, and it's actually there's a documented time where I actually, in too many lines, I get it. It's messy. Oop, don't move that. But I found this cup and handle when it came to the 618. I said, open up a trade right there. Stop loss down there. It's a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio. It's a year-long hold to 6196 next November. And it's likely going to make some, 49% gains. So that's a 50% gain on a portfolio on the S&P. That trade's still open. And I'm still tracking it. And it's going to be a year-long trade. We'll see what happens. It's 4 months in and it's in the money, or 3 months in almost, and it's in the money. 2 months in, but anyway, that's group one right there. So I had this, this cup and handle and break it out, and I see more coming. Once we got above this high and we made the flag, we're likely retesting and then continuing to the upside for the S&P futures. I do a weekly analysis every single Friday. You'd want to jump in and watch that video every single Friday. It'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. Okay? Again, where do we like to trade? MEXC, baby. MEXC has the least amount of fees. If you're going to do trading, MEXC is the place to be. MEXC Global. All right. You can also open up a KuCoin if you want. I do also use Coinbase to link to my bank. That's how I get in and out. All right. And shout out to my beautiful mother who passed away on Thanksgiving. Still can't believe it happened the way it did, but God bless you, Mom. I will always bring you up. Daisy, Irene, Daisy Price, we love you. I miss you so much. You were with me every day in my heart and my soul. God bless you, Mom. Thank you for making me strong. Thank you for making me a good person. And thank you for keeping me just in a good mood all the time. I love you, and I appreciate you. I love you, Mom. So there we have it. That's the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency. The DXY, the S&P futures, Bitcoin. One thing we also want to look at is Bitcoin dominance. The altcoins were kind of slipping off a little bit. And look at Bitcoin dominance getting a bit of a run to the upside in the last 7 minutes. So people also sketched out a little bit, buying into Bitcoin. Now, one thing I'm going to look at is the U.S. Tether dominance. We want to see that dropped on the 7 minute. It did it? Yeah, it did, right? Yeah, see? Or it doesn't look amazing. Let's look at the 7. Yeah, it's going sideways, not amazing. Let's get rid of all the scribble. You're like, what's going on? If I was a beginner, I'd be like, what is this guy doing? Don't worry, we're going to square it away and bring it into what makes sense. Look at the daily on the on U.S. Tether dominance. It's in a bear flag and overbought. It's about to dump. That tells me that we're likely going to get a move to the upside for Bitcoin, okay? We almost double topped here, and we clearly couldn't get above resistance at 5.98%. Little bit of bullish div, I get it. Didn't really play out against the support and resistance there. So stochastics right now do want to take us further to the downside. It could change and flip. Anything could happen. Like this could flip and we could get them up, move. But we've kind of triple topped here, and we're still in the bear flag. If this plays out and starts to make the move down, when we know Bitcoin's likely getting a massive pump to the upside, all right? So then you want to kind of look over here, too, at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance also pumps, sadly, all right, when people sell out of altcoins, all right? I know people don't realize that, but that's another reason why Bitcoin dominance pumps and dumps. It's you have to study it. I could give you a whole course, and it would take you like a month or two to go back and forth, and you start getting comfortable with Bitcoin dominance. But even here, I mean, you just play the pennant with tight moving averages above a high volume node, and I mean, boom. But this told me that people definitely were getting out of altcoins and getting into Bitcoin. And because we didn't get we would have gotten a spike. See, if there was a dip, this would have gotten a bigger spike. Specifically, this would have spiked the same on the 7 minute, but it went sideways. So we didn't get a huge injection in Tether dominance. Okay, we got a huge injection in Bitcoin dominance, which means people sold off their altcoins into Bitcoin yet again. And so I think the biggest fear here is people don't have enough Bitcoin. There's a fear of being priced out of the market right now. And that's the time bomb, the ticking time, I don't even like to say it, but the ticking time, because It's getting so close. There's fear in all ages. There's fear that we're going to get a buy the rumor, sell the news. There's fear that people don't have enough Bitcoin. There's fear that they're going to get priced out and the ETF is going to make the price of Bitcoin go so high, you're not going to ever be able to get it at these prices again. And so there's all this FOMO going on. And if you just stay strong like we have, and you've been sticking through the bear market like we have, and if you've just got into cryptocurrency and you're new, then just have conviction in yourself, believe in yourself, work out every day, stay mentally strong, and like everything will come your way. Don't feel like you have to chase anything. You do have to get involved. You know what I mean? But this is the time to take advantage. The halving is coming very, very soon. 99 days, 3 hours, 13 minutes, and 40 seconds, April 19th. 10 days after my birthday, man. It's unbelievable. I'm going to turn 41, and then we're going to have the halving. It's going to be 40 wonderful. Unbelievable. My 40 wonderful birthday. All right. Studies show that people are more likely to believe any statement if you begin it with studies show. Okay? What? I'm just saying. It's that simple, right? It's like any joke goes when I make this. Watch. I saw a yellow bird. No, you have to do it right. I saw a yellow dog yesterday. Makes you want to laugh, right? Why? Just because it's not even a joke. You know what I mean? Watch. Orange blueberries. I mean, am I funny or is that, you know what I mean? I don't know, but you tell me. So we are conditioned to do things without you realizing it. And that's what I learned too the most about the human mind. I studied subconscious mind theory for a long time. Bitcoin down at a better price before the pump. You share a birthday with my sister Lifer. Crypto Bear Baker, that's so cool, man. The studies show that the studies don't show what the studies actually show. I like that. Studies show someone else stole my cornbread. Throw on Tupac tape. He predicted the Bitcoin ETF approval back in the 90s. One reason laugh tracks are played in the sitcom. Exactly, to make you laugh for no reason. If you have two wives, you could have twice as many Casper. Just saying. You're funny. We're programmed to also do what others do so that we fit in. Yeah, but to become successful, you can't fit in because you can't do what everyone else is doing to get on another level. Because then you'll be on the same level as everybody else unless you do something different. So crazy, right? So Bitcoin dominance ripping and looking like it wants to continue. Like reset. So this tells me that there's just people are piling into Bitcoin. This is kind of crazy. Now, the one thing is, though, this is what's a little sketchy, is Bitcoin dominance has been ripping for the last 1, 2, 3, 4. The Bitcoin dominance has been ripping for 10 straight days now. But it's getting to its limit here. We're going to need to see Bitcoin dominance let go and Tether dominance let go on the daily. That means the money is going in to altcoins. So that's a good sign. We want to see them drop together. It looks like this is what's going to happen by the charts. Tether dominance starts to drop. Bitcoin dominance gets a little more of a pop. If we get above this resistance, we're going to rip all the way to this next level and just go crazy. And that would be ETF, SHMETF, right? 59% for Bitcoin dominance. Or, something happens, we get delayed, and money starts to flow back into the altcoins, and people kind of lay off Bitcoin for a second. Either way, we're going to be able to take advantage because we've been building bags and doing what we do. All right. So there you go, Jimmy. You pulled it together and took a win. Now now Jim Cramer's saying Bitcoin's topping out. He's been wrong 95% of the time. It's kind of weird that he does this. It's just kind of strange. He does this all the time. I don't know why. It's weird, right? He does it to the point where it's almost programmed. So you feel like it has to be, I don't know, it has to be, I don't know, I just feel like it has to be done on purpose. I don't see any other way, you know what I mean? He'll say something and then it will tank. He'll be bullish and the thing will tank. You know what I mean? Okay. Jim has a government-paid disinformation. Exactly. He goes, I can't stand when it says Bitcoin moving up. You're funny. Cramer is a psyop. Something's going on. Something's going on with Jim Cramer for sure. I don't know. Jim works for the central banksters. Yeah. And he also sells booze for a living. I mean, just, you know what I mean? That's what he did with his fame. You know what I mean? Maybe he said, where do you get the news from? I don't know. Where do you get the news from? He wrecked as many people as he can. We live in an opposite world. A lot of people, not just Jim. You're better off to believe the exact opposite. Jim C. paid off mortgage from Bitcoin proceeds a few years ago. True story. And Ethereum. He said he sold Ethereum too as well. He's playing the script. Look at that. Show the kind of just the sideways behavior here on the 1 minute. I'm not looking at it. I'm just letting it play out. It is what it is, baby. We're probably flat right now, down 7%. Just let it sit. Just let it wiggle, baby. 15-minute looks like it's going to dump on us hard. Look at that. Head and shoulder coming down. Like, I would short that. The whole thing is if the 5 and the 7 hold their 200 SMAs, I'm long. The second we lose those, I'm out of the trade. So I'm only trading the fact that the 7-minute is holding the 200 SMA. All right. And Bitcoin dominance. Wow. Just watch your altcoins, man. Watch your altcoins. You want to look at BTC pairs right now. Good idea is to look at Bitcoin pairs and knowing what to look at and when and why, right? What's beating up on Bitcoin right now? HNT is up on the daily for Bitcoin, so it's not dropping as far as Bitcoin. These are strong coins. Tower is a little strong against Bitcoin, but everything else, look, getting absolutely beat. You can see it just all red on BTC pairs. Mostly. Most coins are dropping worse than Bitcoin today for the most part. And if you looked at crypto bubbles, it's pretty red for the altcoins in the last hour. The last day, we got BONK, we got HNT, TIA, HEX, BSV, and CASPA. And the last week was a tough week, right? Wasn't an amazing week. We still made massive gain. See, I was in and out a lot. A cash network really was the biggest gainer of the whole week. Stacks went up a little bit. TIA made some gains. And we still were able to pull out gains. Some of the coins we're in are so low cap, they don't get covered here. But, overall market hasn't been amazing for the altcoins. And you can see that Bitcoin dominance struggling too as well. And, there it is. We'll see what happens. Trades take time. They're not always up. They're not always down. You sit in your trade till the trade plays out. That's how I do it. All right. Who here likes the show and the way we do it? Who here can't wait for the altcoin portion of the show where we blast off into the fan funding and talk about all the awesome altcoins that people are talking about? We might even talk about something new. I never bought this coin yet, Redato, but it still just keeps coming up on my radar. Did anyone jump in? Did anyone look at it? I keep using the same history, go into my history, and I'll rebuild every single tab that I had up. So, wow, I'm glad I didn't get in, right? It tanked. But, it had a nice run up. You knew it was going to get sold off. I may still take a gander at this coin. I don't know anything about it. I don't know the team. I just want, I'm not talking about it because I got paid. I just want to make that clear. I'm literally an in real life person just on the internet with you guys, and you guys see what I discover on the internet together. We found this on the live stream about a week ago. It's GameFi, which is gambling, and so I don't really have any gambling in my portfolio. So yeah, I don't own any yet, and I may never buy it. I'm warming up to it. This is how I warm up. I start to look, I start to feel it out. From its all-time low, it's still up 250%. Not a lot. Compared to some of these coins, they'll be up 4,000 or 5,000, and they'll still be worth trading because that's for the people that got them at the very, 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 very low. All right. Let's take a look at what you guys are asking. Can you take a look at BENQI? Also, do you think 17 cryptos is too much for only 4K invested? I mean, it depends on the person. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. And I'm never going to really give you advice on your portfolio, even if it's small or little. You know, you got to do what makes you happy. The more, the harder it is to keep a track of, for sure. You know what I mean? But if you feel like you can do that, then that's, you know, it depends on the person. Some people, 10 is too much. Some people, 20 isn't enough. It depends on who you are. I have an absurd amount of coins. Most people would just look at me and just pass out with the amount of coins that I have. They would look at me and say, that's unhealthy. That's wrong, right? And I'd say, but I'm the crypto lifer. Like, I just take things to another level. And some people would say that's unhealthy. It depends where you're at. Look, so we have previous resistance right here and previous support here for BENQI. I bought this coin back in the day, Chi. All right, it was a hot little coin, hot little number, so to speak. And, you know, I like what it's doing. The 2 days touching the 21-day moving average. It could drop, though, if it loses that support. But it's got a lot of chop there, which means it might can wick. I like it. I mean, it's interesting, and it's healthy technical-wise. About to get a golden cross on the 3-day chart. It's healthy on the technicals. 4-hour time frame does not look good. So I wouldn't touch it till the 4-hour time frame resets. I do that by putting alert down here and say add alert on the stochastics RSI. You may never seen anyone do that. I've never seen anyone do it. I put alerts on the stochastics RSI. When that hits, it'll tell me that we are oversold, and I won't have to sit and stare at the charts all day long. All right. You do need the 4-hour to get back above the 200 SMA sooner than later. If this stops and you lose this level, you're going to drop to the 8-hour 200, and then you may revisit this key level here. So it's not all awesome for BENQI. I personally wouldn't trade it. I like assets that are either closer to their support or resistance levels on the lower ass side and don't have this much of a gap here. It's very high risk for me, but I don't know about you. It depends on you and how you trade, okay? Okay. Now, yeah, I'm looking at these nut smashers. I want to smash nuts. I don't know. Have you ever seen pressers? I want to press nuts. Anyway, whatever. That's a whole nother story over there. I'm gonna press your nuts over there. Hey, put his nuts in a press. Hey, take a look at BENQI. Can you take a look at Neon on CoinEx targets? All right, so Neon, which has been getting a lot of buzz, Neon EVM, right? It's been getting a lot of buzz lately. And I forgot the N, which got us lost, but we're back on Neon EVM. So it was the hype, right? Everyone talked about it, and this is what happens. You see YouTubers mentioning it, it gets hype, it gets crazy. Down here at 53 cents, it ran up all the way, wow, to $4. That's insane. It is insane. From when it first came out on the 12th of December. So in a month, I mean, wow. Then it double topped, had one more push out to 4, and then it took a dump. Chart looks absolutely horrible. It's a mess. The daily's oversold. It's lost to 21. Not a lot of information on any other time frame to give you kind of like a good feel. Wow, the people that got in early at 3 cents are happy, right? I mean, 3 cents. At the end of October, you went from 3. I mean, this is insanity. People that knew about this at 3 cents. Wow. And it went to $4. Like 133.33x. I thought it was more than that, but 30. Yeah, I know. That's wow. Right now, they're still holding 133x. Oh, no, they're not. They're at 192. But they're at like a 50x, or like a 40x. And it whipped down to 164 and got bought back up. So I see you're interested, like, well, people got back in. Who's buying back in? You have to remember, there's people that don't look at the chart at all, and they just probably heard about it. And this coin was hot. You know what I mean? I didn't jump on in. Its market structure is just kind of garbage. Yeah, like the descending triangle broke to the downside, right? Came down to the golden pocket. So you need it to wick back inside this, and then the falling wedge could break on out. And you get some type of normalcy, right? Hard to tell, though. This is one of the most challenging charts I've seen in a long time. It doesn't look like something I've seen. You know, it's a mess. So you can clearly see the descending triangle broke to the downside, which has more downside, too, technically, to the 786 Fibonacci retracement. But you got a high volume node sticking out that you hit off of, so it tells me, you went through the gap. Yeah, that's pretty strong. And then you have a lot of supportive resistance there. It tells me we could get a bigger supportive resistance there. Shoulder, kind of head, right shoulder over time, and breaks out to the upside. Crazy, far-fetched idea, I get it, Shout out to my man, 3 Much Crypto. Shout out to Labas. Should be long ordinals before the ETF news. Rats, etc. If you think that's a hot idea, I'm an ORDI, so I got myself covered. So yes, I am doing a little bit of that on the narrative. I'm just going the bigger route, though, just holding ORDI with a bigger position. All right? I will take a look at ORDI in a little while. So this would have to jump back inside the pattern to remain bullish. Otherwise, you may even make a bear flag and drop further down. End up making this bigger pattern, I guess. I'm looking for some type of what's happening idea here. So that makes sense. We may get a bounce, continue kind of lower, then move on out, and then the bigger move comes for Neon EVM. If you believe in this coin, it's a good time to accumulate, but sketchy, price action's hard for me to read right now. And that's not the case. So that means that one's very irregular. Let's take a look at my baby Hello. Hello token fell out of the pattern. Oh man, it was looking so beautiful for a possible move to 28. I had an alert, hit the alert, went up and down, right? And then fell out of the pattern, retested, lost the 200 SMA, and continued to fall to the downside. It's all about the moving averages. So Hello took a bit of a fall. Dang, man. I have a pretty big position in this, so I don't like seeing that, right? Let's take a look at the daily. So Hello ripped up, too, pretty nicely, and it got away from the 200 SMA. It's getting pretty extended on the daily. It's been pumping since late September, and now it did get all the way to a high of 21, all right? It may come back down and have, a revisit it. Let's look at the 2-day. It's not that bad. There's some support here on the 3-day. The daily's in a flag. So resistance, support. SR flipping on the daily. Holding a wild trend line. And what we want to just see is it kind of consolidate, right? For its next leg. To 40. I would like that, obviously. You know what I mean? Bearishness is the second it loses this level, could come down and test this 200 SMA. And if it loses this high volume node, you got a gap in the VRVP. And there's a chance we go back to 8 cents. All right? So I don't like to paint a picture of all bullishness just because I own something. And that's what I love about being a TA guy. These other guys that are TA guys, and whoever, I don't even know, but most, I've watched other YouTubers, and they're just going to be all bullish on something and never even say if they own it or not. And you're like, I'll tell you I own the coin, but I'll also tell you if we lose this key level, we could drop further down. So I'm being real. Like, I'm not just like, it's all bull, go all buy it in. Just like, I don't pump my bags like that. If my bags will pump, if God wants them to pump, they'll pump. I'll get what God wants me to get, regardless of, like, I've submitted to God. I'm going to get whatever God is going to give me. You know what I mean? If God wills it, it'll happen. If God doesn't will it, it won't happen. Simple. It's very simple to me. It's a simple way to live life. I can put my best foot forward and try the hardest I can. I can strategize, I can plan, and I can work hard. And let the cards fall as they will. Hello looks, I like the falling wedge to break to the upside. I like the tightness, and I like that it's near the 200 SMA on the 4-hour time frame. And it's been holding this trend. No reason to believe that it won't. The 4-hour stochastic suggests that we may have to drop down, though, and reset. So, very crucial we hold this trend line. Very crucial we don't lose 15,550. Or 1550, yeah. Shout out to Daniel Henney. Let's celebrate the first super chat on a live stream. God bless you, Daniel. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Can you look at BENQI? We did look at that. Neon, we looked at Neon. Can you look at PYTH? PYTH's been a while, right? And PYTH seems to be a long-term idea, oracle in the bull run. But definitely got rug pulled. Look at that. And I got into PYTH at 42 for about 2,500. So that PYTH position is down, right? Am I going to add to it? Let it go. We were up in PYTH at one point. Seems to me they just kind of like, just kind of slowly got sold off. No hype, not enough love, and other coins that were just cooler. All right. I haven't looked at it in a long time. Didn't really much care about it too much, right? The position wasn't big enough for me to even really notice, to be honest. Not to be rude, but. Could be a beautiful buy zone. Very high risk at this point. New coin. New in the exchange. Did something happen to their oracle? Did they get, I'd have to read into that, but a lot of people are very bullish on this AI oracle. Think it could do numbers. I just speculatively bought in to see what could happen. We'll see where it goes. Honestly, to me, it's complete high risk now. It would be based on the fundamentals if you like the coin or not. Trading wise, I'd have to see it get back above this key resistance here at 28.48 to even take it somewhat seriously. There's a chance it goes lower, right? There's no telling where it could go at this point. It's in price discovery the other way, price undiscovery. I don't know. We got to get a name for that. When something's just so low that it looks like it could continue to dump all the way to the downside. Stronghold SHX, a banger of a banger of a banger. This thing just continued to move to the upside. When did we first learn about this? Someone showed us on the live stream. SHX. Oh, wow. So we've traded this before. I have it on my radar in February. Same one, though? Stronghold? Funny, back in February, we were trading this thing. All right, so looks like I put a little flag here and put an alert there. Looks like it ripped out my flag, didn't even make it, then came back down, made another flag, and continued to the upside, right? Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. So it's more likelihood this is going to dump, and they dump right back to where they began. So it's a likelihood this is going to dump to the downside. But when things get very bullish and people go after, there's a lot of FOMO, you get a break to the upside out of a rising wedge, and it goes parabolic. This thing's been going parabolic since December 17th. It's out of control. It ripped through a zero already. Stronghold. Up 606x. Even since just the 28th of December, in 11 days, it's up 158% gains. So there's a lot of people are loving this thing. They're fiending for it. Chance that it continues to the upside, but it's high risk. It's just very high risk, right? But that would be a 75% gain. It would take us to the target. These targets hit very, very likely. I see them hit all the time. 0081135 would be the target of SHX for Stronghold. Area that we're looking at here. Hot coin on the radar. If anything pumps today, it could be this coin because it's it's got this parabolic move. And so far it's still making the parabola. It hasn't broken the parabola. I wouldn't be surprised if it does hit that 73% gain. It's on Gate.io though, right? Not a lot of places to find this puppy. I don't have a Gate account, so I didn't, on Bittrex too. I guess Bittrex International. But shout out to anyone that got into Stronghold. Maybe it has an address. Let's take a look too. Probably can get it on Uniswap or something. We'll see. Yep, it's got an Ethereum address, and it's got a Stellar address. But it could have definitely been purchased on Uniswap. And if you go to Dex Screener, we can paste in the address here. And I just want to look at it for wrapped ETH. And wow, it's just been banging. It actually almost looks a little better here. See, it looks like a little more tempting. It's in a flag on the Ethereum side. That looks like it's going to pump. Which means our other puppy's going to go to the upside, right? So interesting. I never really juxtaposed that. You know, the ETH as opposed to, and let's see if SHX for ETH, if that's anywhere else too. No, okay. All right. But, I mean, that's good data. Thank you for giving us that idea. I'd put an alert on this. This thing is definitely worth watching. Could pump to the upside. It's high risk, but it could bump. It's got a Gate.io. I'm going to also post the Uniswap chart because it looks interesting to me. I love how Discord, like, you can just copy, paste, grab, go, you know. I just really like the movement of how to, like, you can send data through Discord. It's just awesome. It's awesome. Trade 25 sideways. Staying above that 200 SMA. As long as we stay above the 200 SMA, I remain bullish. And we've been going up and down on the momentum indicators in holding it, which builds momentum. It builds momentum. It really does. All right. Learning about who here learned about a new coin on the stream. Every day I learn about a new coin on the stream. It's insane. Should we long ordinals? I do want to look at ORDI though. Like I said I would earlier, important to me what ORDI's doing. And definitely ORDI, you know, Alex Labs, STX, when Bitcoin gets the bigger move, I definitely, you know, it gets me to the idea that we should get a bigger move, you know. So let me take a look at ORDI here. And I always put the R before the D somehow. ORDI on MEXC. It's also on a bunch of different places. So ORDI, we got in at 58, still holding 71. We wanted the breakout. We did. We got a beautiful pump for ORDI off the 618. Got to the high of 77, came back down. But look, the 1 hour looks interesting. And what we want to see is we just want to see it, like, you know, consolidate, something like this. And then just get ready for its next leg up and just keep kind of slowly plugging away here to the upside for ORDI. So I'm still in ORDI, no reason to leave it. Can you check BONK? I think we already did that. It gave back most of the gains, right? In a falling wedge, you know. So BONK broke out, which is nice. It's been waiting for a long time to finally break that resistance. You would say that was your time to get in. I mean, technically, once a coin breaks resistance, that's it, like, right? It hasn't broken this resistance since it started the free fall. And you would look for the 1 hour to break on out. Possible scalp for BONK now. Back on the radar. See how the 50 is coming for the 200 SMA? It's a bullish sign that this is going to break out. So possible scalp on BONK right now. And that would be a pretty big move for BONK. 33%. It has to break above resistance, obviously, but 4 hour looks absolutely overbought and says, you know, not the best. So you need to see this 1 hour kind of come into command. Gives it a little high risk to me. If the 4 hours low, I'd be all over that 1 hour scalp. And there's a chance it still plays out. All right. Weapon for AVAX. I don't even know if we can find that, man. Weapon / AVAX. Yeah, that's not going to come up on the bigger stuff. Maybe Trader Joe XYZ or something. Maybe it's here. Let's see. Weapon for AVAX. Mega weapon for wrapped AVAX. Pumped up huge already. Got $11 million market cap. It's coming back down to the 618. If you believe in it and you like it, it's definitely doing a, healthy retracement. It could continue to the upside. Possible 165% gains coming out of it. You know what I mean? But you never know. Shout out to the 1,383 people on the live, 702 likes. Please keep hitting that like button. Let the algorithm know that you like what we're doing here. It helps out the channel. I'm telling you right now, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for the love. All right. And we're just kind of, ripping through these super chats here one step at a time. I got Hex to go. All right. Tori also asked about. We got BONK. Let's take a look at Hex. Remember, I put that $500 into Hex just to prove a point. It's been in there ever since. It's still down about $200. We'll see what happens, okay? Hex actually got a nice pump, though, in the last, 10, 12 hours. So remember, it's all about getting back above these moving averages, right? So you watch the daily. And once Hex breaks above that 200 SMA on the daily, it's going to probably get some pretty big movement. And resistance ever since it fell on the 21st. If you notice, it kind of moves with BONK. Maybe it gets people treat it like a meme in a way. I'm not saying it is. I'm not trying to, But yeah, I would shoulder, head, kind of, or cup and handle. It's been lower before. It's its first higher low. Once it can get above the 200 SMA on this daily, it looks like the daily is going to move up pretty fast. I really wouldn't be surprised if Hex is up. And I don't own any. I own some Pulse Chain. I don't own any Hex at all. I could care less what Hex does. I'm not in the Hex army. I don't love Richard Hart day and night. You know what I mean? I'm not one of the, I've never, it just wasn't my thing. I'm too much, I'm a lifer. I got my own community. I couldn't be in love with anyone else's community but our own, right? I'm a lifer, man. I'm not a Richard Harder. God bless him. I wish him the best, and everyone in the world, I wish them the best. If they have good lives, if everyone out there in the world had a great life, wouldn't it make my life better? If everyone had a beautiful mansion and everything going for them and just waved at me as they walked down the street. So I want everyone to have a beautiful life. Then I won't get robbed. Things won't go, you know what I mean? It's only going to be a better off. All right. What I'm also seeing for Hex too, which is very interesting, is a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder that's likely to break to the upside. Test me on this, but that looks interesting. And if the daily stochastics come up here, we turn, and you're still down here doing nothing, then it's a wrap. But if this daily come up and we get some movement here, which looks like we should, and once Hex closes the candle above the 200 SMA on the daily, I would expect for a bigger move to the upside. And it gets above this high volume node. Look, it can gap up to this one and then get all the way to the value area highs. I don't see why you can't see a 1 3/10% Hex just based on the technical analysis. There's a high, there's a low, there's a high, there's a higher low. First higher low ever since on the macro. Low. Everything else, that was a tiny one, but everything macro, lower lows, that's your first higher low on the macro, and you do get a move likely to the upside from that. Many times in my life, I've seen it. Not into the Hex community, just hope to make money on it in another coin. Yeah, 100%. Some people are die-hard Hex fans. I get it. They're all about their Hex, right? It's never been my thing, but you never know, right? And let's take a look at Caspa, our last super chat of the day, which is so fitting and beautiful to end with my baby Caspa. So I like what Caspa's doing. It's in a flag. I bought in pretty heavily. If it loses this flag, it's dropping to the 200 SMA 786, and we're getting a 7-cent Casper. If you can't handle that, then you're not in the right game. At that point, I would have to load up so much and balance off my, my insane Casper bags. 4 hours a little overbought. Tells us we could probably come back down to 9 cents. The whole market doesn't look great on the 4, but we're making these flags on the 1, so it's interesting. It's like everything's doing the same thing. We're watching these 1 hour flags like Bitcoin to see if they can defy the 4 hour time frame. This has a little bearish div on it, which isn't the best. Likely that we're going to drop to the downside and end up down here at the bottom of the channel. Watch the 1 hour, see what the 1 hour can do, but you're at resistance and the 4 hours overbought. I know we're headed lower on the 1 hour, but I see a pullback for Casper. I'd love a punch. I love Casper, so why am I not talking bullishly, right? Shouldn't I get these bags going and tell everyone it's going to rip? I don't do that. I show you what the charts say, not what I want. I could easily try it, probably put some smoke and mirrors and try to make it look bullish. I mean, the 50 is coming for the 200. It stays above the 200. As long as it stays above the 200 in the 1 hour, it's got a good chance of continuing to the upside. But you got to get through this 4 hour. 22 hour it had that big wick back to the upside on the 22. Big wick back on there on the daily. And the daily looks like it could bend back up. Even the 2-day and the 3-day are both pretty oversold. So that tells me it's a good time to accumulate Casper for sure. And that's what I've been doing. Buying a lot of Casper between the 10, 9, and 11 cent area. All right. Bullish on Casper. Can you do ICP before you leave, please? ICUP. Sorry, I'm just being stupid. 1,133 votes. That's unbelievable. God bless you all. 61% say the ETF gets approved tomorrow. 39% say no rug pull. So we have almost half the group is skeptical, but most people believe that we will get the ETF approved. Is that because people want it to be approved? You know what I mean? I did it again. Dang it. My wife is going to have to wash my mouth out with soap. Dude, I like what the 1 minute is doing. 1 minute's about to get busy. I'm about to double down on the 1 minute. I'm going to leave you with a 1 minute scalp because I'm a nice guy. There's your 1 minute scalp trade. Enjoy. They could have dumped the 1 minute. They tried so many times. So far, the bulls have showed that the 1 minute is strongito. Forte, más forte. Uno minuto es más fuertes. Ahí. So, can we get to 47.5? First take profit would be 47.2. I'd watch this flag on the 1 minute time frame if I were you. But you do whatever makes you happy. And we're going to get back here to that 7 minute. Yeah, look, the 7 minute. Ooh, dude. Hold up. I'm about to triple down in my trade. 7 minute bull flag. Finally got oversold. Stayed above the 200 SMA. It looks like the smaller time frames are going to plan their escape out the skin in this world of fly girls until I call Earl, remember? Biggie. But I like what I'm seeing here. This is interesting. This is very interesting. I'm going to add a little more. I'm going to get, I'm either going to get rocked now at this point. But I've been letting the small time frames breathe, and they've been giving me a little bit of love. Let me see my risk now. Always good to check your risk. If I lose this trade, 196, 200 on the risk. If I lose this trade, 123, that's $320. So I'd be out $400. Take a hammer to the portfolio. Almost a little over risk. I only got a 5,000. I would lose $400. I'd have to grind my way back. Only time will tell. Now we got ourselves a bit of a bull pennant, though. And this is what I'm watching. And this is the long. I'm still in it. Target's 50,800. Only time will tell. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you are already doing the right thing. May God bless each and every one of you for being here, and may you have a blessed day. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys on the next live stream. Thank you for your time. It's the best live stream ever, man. I love it. You guys have just... I'm super excited for what's going to happen tomorrow and throughout the next few weeks. I'm excited. ICP, before you go, mate, please. I love you, man. I can't... What? No more. Yep, the team says I got to go. I love y'all. God bless. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you on the next live stream. Everybody, I'll be back. Anyone who stayed late for this extra, who stayed here? Anyone stay here? How many people we still have who stayed? We still have 822 people here hanging out. Bookmap today, 1 to 2 p.m. on the Bookmap YouTube channel. I go over Bookmap, and we'll pick up on this trade and see where we end up. And that's going to be interesting. So you can come back with me from 1 to 2 on the Bookmap YouTube channel. I love you all. I'll see you today at 1 to 2 p.m. on Bookmap. We love you, and